Ladies and gentlemen, this is a public service announcement. For regular viewers and listeners of AWI Pod, please do not be offended, as this program contains good wrestling.
It's my life in the box in front of me. The guitar in my arms is the soul of me. You walk by, ask to see me lay face down.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to episode 20 of Warring to Attitude. I am your host, Brent Piles, but as you know, I do not war to attitude all by my lonesome. I have got with me the Disco Dancing, Dynamite Stretching, Intercontinental Playboy. I forgot one there. He is the Ballroom Brawling, Disco Dancing, Dynamite Stretching, Intercontinental Playboy. Folks, he's more over than a Davenport. Glenn, I got to ask you, how big is your chest and drawers?
It's quite small, actually.
That GA Wrestling Night, Glenn Abbott's got some small Davenport, a small chest and drawers. Glenn, how you doing over there in England today?
It's not too bad. I've been to work, which is not a good thing.
True, and I also I read on the internet, on the Twitter, you must have heard this too. We lost Adrian Streep.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Nice man. Nice, very nice man. I met him a couple of times. It's so sad. But he's had a good innings. For a wrestler, 87 is a really good innings.
I was just going to say he made it to, almost 90, so that's fucking great for wrestlers. Yeah. But I mean, probably way ahead of his time, when we talk about being charismatic and all that stuff. I mean, that guy, they have a great documentary on Peacock or the WWE Network, as you have. If you don't know anything about Adrian Streep, give that documentary a watch. I certainly didn't know anything about him until I said, who is this colorful motherfucker? But definitely one of the greatest wrestlers of all time and a pretty great story. If you can check that out, you should.
Definitely. And when we do our thing with Unbooking the Territory, where we look at the life of Les Kellett.
Yeah.
Nearly forgot his name there for a minute. We will be featuring Les Kellett against Adrian Street's tag partner, Mr. Bobby Barnes. So there's a little tie in there.
So yeah, we'll be talking about more of that. That's got to mention when a wrestling legend passes on. And
Well, they had two this week.
Who else? I did
Mantar.
Oh well, goddamn pal, yeah, he's close to my heart. You know how I love bad wrestling gimmicks, so that guy's on the list.
Yeah, he passed as well, sadly.
I did not know that. I did not hear that Mantar had passed. Although I did see a lot of pictures of him on the internet, and now it's starting to make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's starting to make a lot of sense. So we lost two this week. But yeah, I thought we had to mention that. Also, there was a premium live event yesterday evening or yesterday morning.
And was it premium? Oh yes.
Yeah, well, it was very premium, very. I mean, I was entertained right from the start. Even the big 8 mixed person tag team match to open the show was fun.
Yeah, well, they buried NXT UK though. I'm sad about that.
They really did. We lost every match, Glenn.
Yeah, every match.
And because me and Glenn are such NXT UK homers, the mayor of Canton, at least for 1 week, is now the pay-per-view prediction champion. So congratulations to the mayor of Canton.
Yeah.
You got until Saturday, motherfucker, and then I'm bringing that thing back home where it belongs. And so any other note, anything of like that you really wanted to talk about that happened at the premium live event last night?
No, Ilya Dragunov, him and I've got blank on his name.
Carmelo Hayes.
They nearly killed each other. Carmelo Hayes went up in my estimation that he hung that well with Ilya Dragunov, and Ilya wasn't holding back. It wasn't a technical wrestling match. It was the usual assault that is associated with an Ilya Dragunov match.
Yeah, I mean, those guys really beat the crap out of each other. And it's not that I would ever question that Carmelo Hayes couldn't have a good match because he's obviously a great wrestler. I just didn't know if he was going to be able to have that sort of physicality in the match. And I was wrong, very wrong, because he was very physical in the match, and he took a one hell of a beating, and he kept on coming. I thought Ilya had it at the end. I I thought that was definitely going to be a 3 count, but unfortunately it wasn't.
It's very easy to make a very pale Irishman look very red in the chest. It's a lot harder to make a black guy go red in the chest, but Ilya managed it.
Yeah, he really. Yeah, if anybody could do it, it's Ilya Dragunov. He would be the guy. Yeah, that match was great. I really enjoyed the submission match. I have not been watching NXT weekly. I usually just watch the premium live events. I've not seen Thea Hale in a long time. While she does look like me on the morning of the first Nebraska game when she's coming on the way to the ring, which nothing wrong with that. She immensely improved in the ring from what I saw in that match. That was a really, really good match.
Yeah, she has. Since Charlie Dempsey trained her for a week or two, she learned that Kimura clutch or whatever it is that she does.
And if somebody's going to teach you how to hurt somebody,
yeah,
it's William Regal's son.
yes.
But yeah, so yeah, fun premium live event from the NXT variety last night.
All the girls on that show really did a good job. There was from the, as you say, the 8-person tag match, the submission match, the Claire Davenport and
Roxanne.
Latin. Oh right, yeah, Roxanne. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting.
I mean, Glenn had to stay up till like 6 a.m. to watch that thing. So give him a break.
And went to work today. So it's.
Oh fuck! And Glenn went back to work today. Jesus Christ, man!
Had a little bit of a shock to the system.
Fuck yeah, I bet so, Glenn. I bet we better get this show rolling so we can get it over with, so Glenn can go to bed at a decent hour.
Yeah, no watching Raw tonight because I've got some football to watch in the morning.
Oh, they do. They play tomorrow morning, don't they? Mm-hmm. Or does the U.S. play tomorrow? No, the U.S. plays Tuesday morning, right?
Yeah, it's England tomorrow.
Okay. Who they got tomorrow?
It's the last one.
So they played Haiti and they played Denmark.
So it's whoever left in that group.
I don't know, man. It's one of those teams left in that group. I don't know.
And the football.
Oh my God.
Here we go. Oh, of course. Now it's taken me to a totally different thing.
Here we go, Glenn. I got it. They're facing China.
Oh, yes.
Both our teams play tomorrow, Glenn. My team plays at 2 a.m. and your team plays at 6 a.m. Am I going to get up at 2 a.m. to watch a women's soccer game? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. But yes, so let's get into this, Glenn. It's a pay-per-view this week. We're not reviewing a Raw. It's an in-your-house pay-per-view. Those are still a thing at this point, but probably not for very much longer. It is in-your-house Revenge of the Taker.
As well, not been.
Yeah, no. Yeah. The only thing in your house about it was the house that they came out of to walk down to the ring.
Yeah.
It took place on April 20th, 1997 in Rochester, New York. At the Rochester Community War Memorial. It has since been changed to the Blue Cross Arena because that's a much better name than the Rochester Community War Memorial. That sounds more like a place where you would play like intramural basketball games. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, your local show would put on a show. Yeah,
definitely. This really old building actually opened in 1959, October of 1959, but it did get it was revamped. There we go. I can't get the word out. I don't know why. In the mid-90s. Notable wrestling things that happened at this arena. Mr. Perfect once defeated the Texas Tornado in 1990 to win the Intercontinental Championship. And Diesel defeated Razor Ramon in 1994 to win the Intercontinental Championship. And Glenn, if you're going to find yourself in Rochester, New York this weekend, make sure you check out the Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live. They will be there August 5th and the 6th. You can still go to that show and catch SummerSlam because it is in the morning time. So no worries there, Glenn. You can watch the Monster Trucks Hot Wheels and you can watch wrestling. It doesn't matter.
Excellent. I do. Apart from Hogan and the Giant, I do like a bit of the old monster trucks.
I am from the Midwest, Glenn. We love a good monster truck rally. Or some people do. I don't really particularly, but some people do. But it's Hot Wheels. So are they actual? Like, are they real?
We'll sponsor a lot of those things.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't really sponsor that shit when I was a kid. When they had like Gravedigger and Bigfoot. Anyway, Show begins with a really cool video package, and let's play a little bit of the audio of it anyway.
The fire of hell. The demon has risen to strike down the Almighty, and they rejoice in their misdeed.
I could smell your charred flesh and watch the skin melt off your face. God help me, I loved it so.
But on this day, he will rise up with great vengeance and furious anger. All will know his name.
The man who covets the flame will come face to face with the fire, which is the rage of the Undertaker.
And on this day, the wicked shall gaze upon the vengeful face of death and know their fate will forever be sealed.
Forever be sealed, Glenn.
What the voiceover guy should have said, and on this day, these two will save this pay-per-view.
Yeah. We'll talk about it as we go. But this pay-per-view is very like a lot of this shit is new generation 1995 WF shit, and then the last part of it is Attitude Era.
But if you consider how the build-up was to it, and that Raw, it was no wonder that the buy rate for this was at 0.5%.
Yeah.
Nobody's buying this shit.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I actually went over to a friend's house and we watched this pay-per-view together. And let's just say there was me and two of my friends at that time. They were Bret Hart fans, and they were still in the Bret Hart corner even after Bret Hart returned heel. I was full-fledged hate Bret Hart, love Stone Cold Steve Austin. So let's just say some things happened during the main event, and maybe me and those guys weren't friends so much anymore for a little while after. But anyway, the opening match is the tag team championship match. We get the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, if you will, taking on Owen Hart and the British Bulldog. I noticed that Owen and Bulldog are coming to the ring to Bret Hart's music, and I wonder if that like continues to run now that they're like the whole Hart Foundation, if they continue to come out to his music or not. I guess we'll find out.
The tag team division is dead. They've had to bring back the Legion of Doom to actually give them a decent opponents apart from Furnace and Ferron.
Yeah.
Furnace and LeFron. This is some of the things. Back in December, when they were defending like the fake Diesel and Razor.
Yeah.
You know, so how? So they wait right to the last before no, we're going to go a different direction now. We'll totally screw up the tag division. It's typical Vince this with tag teams. We'll screw up the tag division, but we'll get the LOD in just one more time to wave it on its way.
to help usher it down to the depths again. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely. I mean, tag team wrestling, like for the WF in the late 80s was good, and maybe the early 90s they had a lot of tag teams, but I would say around 94, 95 it really starts to fall off. And I don't think it really picks back up until 99, 2000 with the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian and the Dudleys and all the stuff that they did. It was really a lot of throwing together tag teams, and really Owen Hart with Owen Hart had the tag team titles for a long time with the Yokozuna, and then he had him for a long time with Bulldog. And I feel like Owen Hart and the Bulldog were the tag team champions for the better part of 96 and 97, I feel like.
Well, yeah. And all they were doing, apart from Furnace and LeFron, were fighting jobbers.
Yeah, and the Godwins.
And the Godwins, yeah. But they didn't come. We saw the Godwins basically come in on this tag with a feud.
Yeah.
That lasted all of a match.
Yeah, they haven't. Yeah, they had one feud with LOD and it lasted 13 minutes. Yeah, and that was it. So the match starts. LOD takes control early. Bulldog hits a nice vertical suplex on Hawk, which is, and it's one thing to watch Davey do a vertical suplex to like Owen Hart, but to watch him do a big guy like Hawk, that's pretty fucking impressive, you know.
Yeah, but he hardly sells it though, does he?
No, he popped right back up.
Yeah. Oh, well, you've put me on the floor. I'll just shake it off and get on with it.
Yeah, I guess that's what Hawk does. During this match, they show Stone Cold Steve Austin arriving at the building, They see Pat Patterson, and Pat Patterson's like, "Hey, you're late. Where you been?" And Austin's like, "I was changing the tire." And they're like, Vince is like, we didn't want to let you know, but we didn't know if Austin was going to make it tonight, but he's here now. So Stone Cold Steve Austin is in the building, and he's had to change a tire. If you know what I mean.
God, they had a picture-in-picture on this because this was if Brock Lesnar does Suplex City, this was Chinlock City. Everybody came in, everybody got tagged, and they instantly went into a chinlock.
Yeah, this wasn't when you read Owen Hart and the British Bulldog versus LOD, you think, oh, this will be okay. It was boring. It was very boring, slow paced, boring. There was one part in the match where Owen Hart tries to Hawk tries to throw Owen into the turnbuckle, but Owen reverses it and he throws Hawk into the turnbuckle and he throws him chest first. And I think Owen was too close to Hawk, because when Hawk comes back, he cracks him right in the face with his arm. And the way Owen goes down, I don't think that was supposed to happen.
And Owen at one point tries to sleep her. Just what you need in this match where everybody's nearly asleep anyway, to try and put somebody to sleep.
I know. I was going to ask Rachel to put me in a sleeper because this match was so boring. Eventually, though, Animal hits a power slam from the middle rope. He then pins the British Bulldog, and it looks like LOD may be the new tag team champions, or not, Glenn, because we get another referee that comes out to the ring, and he informs them that they pinned the wrong guy, that the Bulldog was not the legal man. Of course, we would get something like this.
Of course, there's another referee comes to the ring, but when there's a ref bump, it takes them 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to see multiple ref bumps later on, and no ref will be found anywhere. They were too busy breaking up all the fights in the back. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have to then restart the match, and first Bulldog and Owen are like, no, we're not getting back in there. Give us our belts. But then they're like, oh, you have to come back by the count of 10. I thought this was really unfair, Glenn. They started counting with the fans.
Yeah.
They were counting really fast, and that's not a standard wrestling 10 count. That's bullshit.
No. I hope somebody shot that referee when he got back outside, insisting that it went on. We just slept through 6.5 or nearly 7 minutes of this. Oh, let's get it over with, please. But no, let's get it back on again.
Yeah, and then it looks like LOD is going to win again as they hit the Doomsday device on Owen Hart, and then they go for the pin. But then Bret Hart hits the ring, breaks up the count. And so we did all that for it to end by disqualification anyway. And Bulldog and Owen retain the tag team titles for about the 27th time in the year 1997 by disqualification.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
It just was no, it was not good. We then got a promo from the tag team champions immediately afterwards. And Doc Hendricks tells them that Stone Cold Steve Austin is in the building, and they both seem to be very surprised that Stone Cold Steve Austin is here, shocked even. They can't believe that Stone Cold Steve Austin has made it.
So we're made to believe that they sabotaged his car.
Yes, subtly. They never actually come out and say it, but they subtly make us believe that they're the reason that he had a flat tire. They didn't do the whole, how did he get here if he had 4 flat tires? He always said he had a flat tire. They didn't do that whole thing, but. And then.
Did it better if they had.
Yeah, it would have been much better if they had. Glenn, do you remember what they cut to directly after that, after the interview from Owen and the Bulldog?
No, I can't.
They went to the WWF Superstar line.
Oh, cool.
Sonny and Brian Pillman were doing their best Mean Gene Okerlund Fifi the First Made a Battle Bowl impression.
Thank you. I'd wipe that from my memory.
Well,
oh dear.
That was our first instance of the Attitude Era, was that little skit right there.
Yeah,
yeah, so that was something that happened. Anyway, so the next match is the Intercontinental Championship match. It is Savio Vega taking on Rocky Maivia. We've seen this before only a week ago, Glenn. So
I was gonna say, here we go again.
Yeah. I wrote in here, the whole Nation of Domination is back this week. I guess it's because we're in the United States and they can afford to fly them all to Rochester. And then I really hope this match is better than the one we watched last week. And the only thing better about it was that it was like 10 minutes longer. I mean, 10 minutes shorter, but that's it. That's the only thing better about it.
Rocky starts as a champion should, all fired up, and hits several arm drags. As if that is going to do anything to basic Savio Vega, who is, all it takes and purpose is a street fighter.
At this point, anyway, he's basically billed as a street fighter. It's funny because like 1996 Savio Vega and 1997 Savio Vega is like crazy different. It seems like 97 Savio Vega is like, I don't care anymore.
I don't know if you noticed it as well, that Rocky during this early part of this match seemed to have lost all control of his arms. They were sort of all over the place. They're like one of those inflatable waving sheep men.
Like when Bailey used to come out?
Yeah, definitely.
Farouk gets on commentary during this match, and basically the whole match is just him talking about this whole match with Ahmed Johnson, who's going to have to face Crush, and then Savio Vega, and if he beats them, then he can finally face Farouk, and if he beats all of them, then the nation will disband. And also there was a very long nerve hold during this match. Very long. Longer than Yokozuna's. Yep.
Hey, you know how much I love a nerve hold.
Yeah, Glenn, and Jesus Christ. And then Rocky does hit an impressive perfect plex, but D'Lo Brown has the referee distracted, so he doesn't get the 3 count. And then we go back into another fucking nerve hold.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Like Rocky tries, he gets out of that and tries. I don't think you could actually call it a tornado DDT. It was more like a light breeze DDT.
Yeah. It's like a windstorm DDT, yeah.
Which Vince, of course, calls a classic maneuver.
Oh, what a maneuver there. And then from there, yeah.
He didn't have a clue what to call it.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, The Rock will go on to use that like similar sort of DDT maneuver for like a lot of his career. I remember him using it.
Yeah,
so
but
eventually, what'd you say?
He got better at it.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, this one wasn't as great as. Yeah, he must have worked on it for a while after this one. Vega eventually throws Rocky outside the ring, right into Crush, and then Crush picks him up and hits him with a heart punch. And then then he's counted out. So we get our second, count out or DQ finish.
Yeah.
So Savio Vega wins the match, but Rocky keeps the title. And Vince McMahon makes a great point on commentary about how stupid this was and how Crush should be mad. He should be mad at Crush because Crush cost him the championship, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah. The one bit we did actually see the first Rock Bottom.
Well, second, I think, because I think he did it on Raw last week too.
All right. Yeah, maybe.
I think.
I couldn't tell you what went on Raw last week.
Well, we've all tried to wash it from our memories.
Yeah. But it's very early Rock Bottom, and of course, it's not a finishing move at this time, so Savio kicked out too.
Yeah. So then the guys start arguing in the ring, and then Farouk, tries to talk the guys down, and they just decide, let's not argue with each other. Let's beat up Rocky Maivia. So they throw him back in the ring. They start beating him up, and then Ahmed Johnson comes charging to the ring. He definitely found one of Hacksaw Jim Duggan's 2x4s back in the Rochester Event Center dressing room.
Yeah, he couldn't get that plank that he had last week back from South Africa.
Yeah, because the people needed it back to support their deck that they were building.
Yeah.
We then got to hear a little promo from Ahmed Johnson, and since we don't get to hear from Sid anymore, let's hear from Ahmed Johnson.
To come out here in one night and beat this illegal immigrant, this convict, and your black ass. Oh! Well, I tell you what, you must think I'm crazy to accept a challenge like that, but you know what? You're right. I am crazy, so yeah, I'll accept your challenge. I'll fight all three of you the same night, at the same time if you want it.
Well, there you go.
Sounds like a Wesley promo.
I mean, yeah, that as far as Ahmed Johnson promos, that was pretty fucking good.
It was.
Yeah.
They fight all three of them at the same time on the same night. That definitely sounds like a Wesley promo.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. He must be looking to be the North American champion, Glenn.
Yeah.
Talking like that. All right. Then they show Ken Shamrock using a very old laptop. He is apparently chatting with people on AOL. If y'all remember that, Glenn, you ever chat with anybody on AOL?
Yeah, I think so. Back in the day, where to get on the internet, it took about 20 minutes of screaming. Nobody could get on the internet surreptitiously at that time.
That's what it would sound like. And you trying to pick up your phone, it would make that same sound.
Yeah. You get out. Are you on the internet? I want to use the phone.
My father used to chat on the internet with people all the fucking time. I couldn't get a phone call when I was a teenager. Fucking forget it. You couldn't call me. I was talking to nobody. You think I could get a date, Glenn? No, because they couldn't call even if they wanted to. Back in the days, me and my friends used to go into lesbian chat rooms and pretend to be lesbians. It was just a bunch of 14-year-olds pretending to be lesbians. Oh, I love to feel big boobs, we'd all say to each other.
Of course, I'm a lesbian. I love women.
Yeah, that's exactly how it would go. We then see Sable and Mark Merrill. They, do a little promo, but what we're really here is to see what's going on behind them.
Yep.
Which I have many questions about this whole scenario.
Well, we'll break it down, and then you can cover out your questions. Because Steve Austin, behind these two doing whatever they're doing, updating on his knee, I think, walks into the men's room, which is directly behind Mark Merrill and Sabre. Why are they interviewing him outside the men's room, for one thing?
Best place.
Yeah. Then, of course, he goes in there, and then there's all this yelling and screaming and banging and crashing. And then Owen and the Bulldog walk out.
Well, first, one of the fucking Hebners comes out. I think it's Dave Hebner comes out, and he starts calling for other referees. And then 50 referees come out of nowhere. And I don't know where they came from, but they come running out of nowhere into this bathroom. And then Davey and Bulldog come out, and they got it looks like, like a towel rack that you have in your bathroom. It looks like they ripped those off and just started beating him with them.
Yeah, they're all bent up.
And okay, first things first, Glenn. So Austin goes in there first. So that means that Bulldog and Owen are just waiting in this random bathroom.
That's right.
That Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to be in here, right? What if he goes into a different bathroom?
Yeah.
And then we hear all this loud noise and whatever. And then one of the Hebners comes out. What the fuck was he doing in there?
Yeah. And how many referees were in there in the first place?
Yeah, how many motherfuckers are in that bathroom? It was so weird. Because it would be one thing if Austin goes into the bathroom, right? Then you see Davey and Owen sneak around the corner and go into the bathroom. But they were already fucking in there.
Yeah. No sign of them at all until they came out.
Oh, well, so they beat up Steve Austin with shower curtain rods, apparently. And they just hang out in whatever bathroom in every arena, hoping that Stone Cold comes into it. With Dave Hebner. They bring Dave Hebner with them.
Oh, I loved it as they were walking past, though. Davey breaks the fourth wall, but looks straight at the camera and sort of gives a real guilty look.
Yeah. That was good. Yeah, it was just it was so weird.
Yeah, it was.
It was so weird. And next up, Glenn, we get Jesse James. Spend my days working hard on the go, but the hands on the clock keep spinning too slow. Fuck the honky tonk man and the stupid heirloom in your house tonight. Is what Jesse James said. So he
was in the room.
Yeah, he comes on down to the ring, and then we get the honky tonk man, who is, after months of searching, Glenn, he is finally going to tell us who his protege is, Glenn. And Glenn, who is this protege?
It's Rockabilly. It's
That's right.
Billy Gunn.
The artist formerly known as Billy Gunn, he is now known as Rockabilly. And Glenn, he's got a theme song, and I think we should listen to it. So we're gonna.
Rockabilly.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, Rockabilly all night long. Rockabilly, sing my song tonight. This whole world. Yeah, show the boys what I'm all about. Make
Oh, that's good. I tried to find the lyrics so I could just read the lyrics to it, but I couldn't find them anywhere.
On a light, to make you feel better about this, I was doing some research on this, and apparently, the Honky Tonks prodigy was supposed to have been Disco Inferno, but he couldn't get out of his WCW contract cheaply enough.
I actually think he had been fired by WCW at that time because they wanted him to lose a match to Jacqueline. And he didn't do it, so I think they fired him.
Yeah, but then they also put him non-compete clause on him.
Yeah. Which I call me crazy, but I'm pretty sure Jacqueline could whoop Disco Inferno's ass probably today, and there was probably nothing that he could do about it. If he said, hey, you got to do a job for her, I'd say fine, because don't let her really beat me up. I don't want her to really hurt me.
I know wouldn't want to roll around with Jacqueline anyway.
Yeah, apparently Disco Inferno.
Oh, he's a strange guy.
That does make me feel a little bit better. Going, we just didn't have to see this fucking dumbass out here shaking his booty. We did have to watch Rockabilly try to dance, which Billy Gunn can't dance. He can't dance.
He's the Honky Tonk Man's prodigy, and he can't sing, and he can't dance, and he can't play an instrument.
Yeah,
and as it proves in this match, he can't wrestle.
Well, not yet anyway. This match, I wouldn't say that it sucked, but it would have had to improve for it to suck, because it was very, very, very bad.
Of course, it was greeted by the crowd with a rousing round of indifference.
Yeah. Double J takes control early until Billy hit him with a famouser in this, which is going to end up being his finishing mover later on, but he doesn't go for a finisher here. He does like weird dancing. He does like a weird shimmy before giving him a neck breaker, which he should never do that. Stop doing that. Don't dance. Thank God this match didn't last very long. Double J wins with the roll up.
Yeah. JR said he said maybe he should go back to being Billy Gunn after this match.
Yeah, maybe these guys should form a tag team. That might be better for their careers.
Yeah.
Honky tries to hit Double J with the guitar, but he tried. Like, you ever try to sneak up on a fly and hit it with the fly swatter? That's like what Honky Tonk Man did with this guitar shot. It was like he was trying to swat a fly, but he missed, hits the turnbuckle, and then they leave the ring looking very sad. So that's something. What a debut from Then we get Doc Hendricks trying to sell us an Undertaker banner, which, Glenn, how many Undertaker banners you got?
I have not got one. And I've certainly, as a kid, I certainly wouldn't have wanted to wake up with that huge Undertaker on the back of my door.
Good luck sleeping.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's have this menacing man stare at you while you sleep. That'll help.
Yeah, that's right.
We didn't hear from Kevin Kelly, who's got Stone Cold Steve Austin with him. Steve says he's fighting Austin no matter what. He says that Brett can bring the whole damn Hart family, including his wrinkled up old man Stu, and he beat them all up. He says that Bret Hart's going to need medical attention after this match, and then Gorilla Monsoon lets us know that he's going to move that match to the main event, and the Undertaker Mankind match will be coming up next, so that Austin can get some time to recuperate, which is very nice of old Gorilla.
Yeah. And because the Hart Foundation is they're claiming that they were the victims in the bathroom incident, and that Austin was talking about their dad, and that's not cool.
Because no one has ever done that in wrestling.
Well, yeah. Why are they not beating up the king every week?
They should be beating up the King right now. Yeah. Should be wasting their time with Steve Austin. Bret Hart's final line is, bottom line is, who's the crybaby now? And walks out of the ring. They then showed a really strange video about the Undertaker Mankind feud, showing all the crazy shit that they've been through. And then they also remind us that this was like the first time we've seen the Undertaker since he got the flames in his eyes. So it'd be interesting to see what he looks like, you know.
Yeah, especially seeing is that they've done that one where it was overdubbed by Freddie Blassie, the winner at the top of the show, and then they put Tom Pettingill on this one. It just sort of dies a death. There's no menace to this at all. I don't know why they bothered with it.
Yeah, it was strange. Like the production of it was weird. I didn't really get it. We didn't hear from Paul Bearer and Mankind, and let's hear from him.
You're burning. I can smell the burnt flesh of the Undertaker because tonight my Mankind will be WWF champion. Oh, this will be the greatest night of my life. And Undertaker, your screams will be music to my ear. Have a nice day.
That fucking Paul Bearer thing broke one of my windows, I think.
Paul Bearer nearly got high enough that only dogs could hear him.
Sounds like fucking Mariah Carey. Jesus Christ. My favorite thing is after it, he tells Doc Hendricks, go away. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, so wow. I mean, what can you say about this one? Lots, because holy fuck.
This would be a WrestleMania quality match anytime.
Yeah, this match would hold up, and you could have this match today in a wrestling ring, and it would hold up just as well as it did in 1997.
Yep. This shows how good Mankind, Mick Foley and Taker were together. It was as an Undertaker fan, it was a pleasure to watch with all the other crap that's going on.
Yeah, this is where the show turns from, where I felt like I was watching a New Generation pay-per-view to where I'm actually watching a pay-per-view in 97 and 98. Because this match and the match after were both pretty good matches. I mean, this is essentially a no disqualification match. It wasn't billed as that. It wasn't called that. But they were letting these fucking guys do anything. They were brawling in the crowd, brawling outside the ring. They hurt each other with chairs. Mankind broke a glass water picture over the Undertaker's head, which I don't know why you would have that at ringside of a wrestling match, but okay.
And that actually didn't look like it was gimmicked.
No, it didn't. Not at all.
There was a few things. I tell you how much Taker trusts Mick Foley as a wrestler is he did the rope walk, but he trusted him to be in the right place. He didn't hang on to his arm. He let him go and maneuver himself into position and then give him a flying clothesline, which I've never seen before.
Yeah, he looked like Rey Mysterio, didn't he? It was totally different, it was almost like a plancha. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, I noticed that same thing too, because you're used to him going for old school. Well, then when he let his hand go, I thought maybe it was a mistake. But then when he flew off the rope, I said, "Oh no, that was not a mistake."
No, that was not a mistake. Yeah, it was amazing. And of course, Mick Foley being Mick Foley has obviously gone to him. Hit me as hard as you can, because the amount of times they say on commentary, his mask saved him there.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's one time outside the ring where Undertaker grabs him by his throat and he just hauls off and throws him into the barricade, like back of his head first. He picks him up and he does it again, throws him, bam, head first right into the barricade. These guys beat the shit out of each other. I mean, like, I'm putting that mildly. This was a great match. I mean, Mankind and Undertaker have had every one of their matches has been really, really good. But I would put this one in the top 3. This was fucking outstanding.
Yeah, there was a bit just after the picture shot, which obviously wasn't as gimmicked as much as it should have been, because Taker was actually bleeding from the head. And Mankind was supposed to do this chair shot, and he just sort of gently tapped him. I am going to bust you open any further than you already are.
Right, I already got him once.
Yeah.
And then Mankind did like that. He usually does that running like elbow where he runs across the apron and does elbow, but this time he got all the way up to like the middle rope on the outside and dove all the way to the floor with the elbow on the Undertaker, which was really fucking impressive. Eventually we do get a ref bump, of course, and then Mankind's got the Undertaker locked into a mandible claw. We do get a referee to come in and try to help out, but it doesn't matter because Mankind puts him in the mandible claw too.
Yeah. That was. I've got the note. Mick kills the ref. Just laid him out.
Yeah, he like stiffly threw it. He stuck his fingers in his mouth and then he forcibly shoved him over the top rope. Yeah. So Mankind, Paul Bearer gets the chair. Mankind gets the ring step. Mankind like picks them up like he's gonna hit the Undertaker with them, and then the Undertaker hauls off and does a standing fucking drop kick and kicks them back into Mankind's face, which is a fucking sight to see. From two guys their size. We're not talking about two cruiserweights or two 220 guys. We're talking about two 300-pound guys throwing fucking steel steps around and drop kicks. It's fucking insane.
Yeah. And then this is another one of those Vince's his face mask protected him there moments, because Taker just absolutely waffles him in the face with a chair.
Yeah. And then he hit him in the face with the ring steps too, and they said the same thing. Oh, the mask saved him. I don't think that's gonna help.
No.
I don't think that's gonna help. Eventually, Mankind's like on the. So Undertaker gets him to where he's got his head wrapped in the ropes.
Yeah.
And then when he frees himself, it pulls the mask off of Mankind's face. So now he's not protected anymore, apparently. So Mankind's kind of on the apron. Taker picks up the stairs, runs at him, hits him in the head. He does like a half flip and literally lands. I'm telling you, my hand to say this action figure was head first. And there was a big hole in the announce table where his head went.
Yeah, that shape didn't crumple like it normally does. There was just a Mick Foley hole in it.
Yes. It was a perfectly fine table with a big Mick Foley hole in it. Yes. I haven't seen anything like that before, and I don't know if I've really seen anything like that since. It was insane.
You see Taker's face. He had the same look on his face as the time when he chucked him off of the cell. Listening to him talk on one of his things he was doing, and he said his only thought was, and it's probably the same here, move, Mick.
Yeah.
Move, Mick.
Please walk. Please be walking. My favorite part of that is when I heard Mick Foley tell him this story, and he after he chokeslams him through the cell, Terry Funk's talking to the Undertaker, and the Undertaker says to Terry Funk, make sure he's alive. Oh, I just thought, Jesus Christ. But anyway, and then the Undertaker, he brings him in. He hits a big choke slam, but that doesn't get the job done. He then hits a tombstone for the win.
Putting him head first for a table wouldn't work, so choke slam's not going to. Putting him flat on his back.
Yeah. So Undertaker wins, and he's sort of chasing Paul Bearer around. And they're trying to do a fire spot, and I'm pretty sure that it got botched because it looked like what they were trying to do is have Mankind trying to do it to Taker, but Taker move out of the way, and they hit Paul Bearer, but they couldn't get Mankind couldn't get the light of the light.
The light wouldn't light. And Mick on the floor, basically Taker picked it up. He gave me that cloth. Poof.
Yeah, and then Undertaker being a pro, his face is supposed to get fucking set on fire, and it's gonna, goddammit. So Taker takes the stuff, lights Paul Bearer's face on fire, and that is then they leave, and the Undertaker kind of celebrates his victory. And the commentary team is going on and on about how you can smell the burnt flesh.
Yeah. And I loved the fact that there was a bit just after this that they're backstage, and you could hear Paul Bearer still screaming in agony.
Yeah, they had the Hart Foundation did a promo after, and you could hear Paul Bearer in the background, and he wasn't going oh, yeah, it was really good, a really nice add to the production of the show. But yeah, we do hear from Bret Hart. He's talking about how he's not going to forgive the U.S. fans, just like they probably will never forgive him. He says, we got a little war on our hands, and that he's going to destroy Stone Cold Steve Austin since apparently beating him is not enough. And then when he heads to the ring, he says, come on, guys. And, Doc Hendricks is kind of like, guys, what do you mean, guys? As in no one's ever taken someone to the ring with him before.
Yeah.
It's just so strange that he was so shocked that they would. The Nation of Domination got 20 people with them, but he's shocked they're coming to the ring.
This is shock from the man that invented the Freebird rule.
I didn't think of that one.
So 3 of them could beat somebody up at the same time and do it legally.
I did not think of that one, Glenn. But then when Bret Hart's making his way down the ring, you see the referee. There's some referees trying to tell Owen and Davey to take a hike, and then Gorilla Monsoon comes out and really tells them to take a hike as they are banned from ringside. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin makes his way down the ring, and these guys waste no time and immediately they leave right off where Mankind and Undertaker leave off and just start brawling all over the place.
Yeah. It was not even a hint of bothering to get in the ring.
Yeah, nope. They brawled all. One of my favorite parts of this match is Austin throws Brett into the steel steps a couple times, throws him into the guardrail. He then gets in the ring and mocks the Hitman thing, and I just thought that was really cool. I just thought it was great. People always talk about the Survivor Series match between these two. They talk about the WrestleMania 13 match. This match is really like a forgotten match in the series, the match between these two. But I don't think it misses a beat. I think this match is just on par with those two matches. It's just as good.
Yeah, it's got the added jeopardy in this one. This is the first time that they've really gone on about Steve Austin's knee.
Yeah, yep.
Because we know he legit had problems with his knees.
Yeah, I mean he's got those big knee braces. That'll tell you.
But this is the first time it's actually brought up that they're blaming, of course, Owen and the Bulldog for it.
Right, they beat him with those shower curtain rods.
Yeah.
In the bathroom where Dave Hendricks did nothing about it. Brett's really working on Austin's knee here. We get a ref bump pretty early in the match, and then Brett starts using the chair on Austin's knee, so digging the top of it into it. So then Brett starts to take control of the match. He locks the figure 4 around the ring post around Austin, and that's always just a beautiful sight to see. I think they should bring that back. Somebody should start doing that again.
Yeah.
It just looks really cool. And I don't think it hurts. I don't think it hurts your opponent as much as it would hurt the person doing it. So
it would work somebody like Grayson Waller. That's
a great idea. If he does that next week, we know they're listening to this show. They show us footage of Paul Bearer being taken to an ambulance, still screaming in pain during this match, too, which I don't know why it's taken them so long. You figure they would have immediately taken him there, but I guess not. Bret Hart is then, he takes off Austin's knee brace, and then he's really going after Austin's knee. And then Austin does the only thing that he could possibly do to try to get back in this thing, and he kicks Bret Hart right in the nuts. As one would do.
I suppose you would. It's a never fail move, that.
Yeah. We then got a fighting figure 4 spot where Brett's got the figure 4 on, but then Austin reverses it. Brett gets to the ropes, and the referee. This was a good spot, I think, for me too. Brett's kind of recuperating in the corner, but Austin's arguing with the referee, and Brett just quickly looks up and sees Austin standing there and just hauls off and kicks him right in the back of the knee. And I thought that was really great storytelling to just be like, oh, here's him. I'll just kick him in the back of the knee. I thought that was a really good spot. It's the subtle things, you know what I mean?
It is. And of course, we had Mankind losing his mask in the last match. So we have to have Steve Austin losing his knee brace in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's got to lose something, Glenn.
Yeah. But Austin being Austin, he doesn't let Brett use it on him. He uses it on Brett and then puts him in the sharpshooter.
Yeah, it was great. So, it looked like Brett was going to try to lock in the sharpshooter, but Austin sees the knee brace there. He grabs it, hits Brett in the face with it. The referee has already let everything else go tonight, so he says, fuck it, I don't care. He then locks Bret Hart in the sharpshooter, but then Owen Hart and the Bulldog make their way down to the ring, but Austin manages to cut him off. He then locks the sharpshooter back in again, but this time Davey sneaks into the ring with the chair, and hits Austin in the back with the chair. And finally, the ref says, I can't take this no more, and finally calls for the bell. And Stone Cold Steve Austin wins by disqualification. And then after the match, Brett gets out and grabs the ring bell. He tries to hit Austin, but Austin hits Brett in the knee with the chair. Austin then locks Brett back into the sharpshooter, and it takes a lot of officials to pull Austin off of him. And then that's kind of how the pay-per-view goes off the air, with Austin celebrating in the ring as Bulldog and Owen try to help Brett leave the arena. And I think Brett has a legitimate knee injury, and I think they're playing that up right here because I think he's going to be gone for a few weeks with a knee injury. But I mean, these last two matches saved this fucking pay-per-view because it was dreadful.
Yeah. It would have been a good show if it just been those two matches.
I mean, I would have been happy with my $20 spent if it was just those two matches in 1997. But yeah, so I was at a friend's house watching this when I was a kid, and me and my friends who were in a heated debate over Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Austin agreed to a bet that whoever won this match, if Austin had won, they would have to be my slaves for a week. I know that's a bad term, but that's what we used. We were only, 15. And I would have to be their slave for a week if Bret Hart won. But then when Stone Cold Steve Austin did win, Glenn, they said, oh, well, we never said anything about disqualifications, and they backed out of the bet. And I said, F you guys, and I left. And me and them were friends for at least a couple of months after that. That's a funny story from my childhood.
Yeah, but what would you have done with a couple of slaves anyway?
That's a good point. Especially in the sixth grade, I didn't have any chores to do. I wouldn't have been. No, it wouldn't have been good. But Glenn, it's hard to do this. Are we gonna go thumbs up or thumbs down? Because it was really bad for a while, but then it was really good. Yeah, one down and one up. We got to do it.
Yeah, first half down, second half up.
Yeah, first hour down, last 50 minutes up. Well, Glenn, that does it. Who do we need to plug before we get out of here?
UTT, as I did earlier. I'm booking the territory with Rob and Danny. They just dropped their last ever, being the Elite Gator Golf. They've done the final of that now. That's all done and dusted with. Sadly, I'm booking the Tankatory. The Life and Times of Tank Abbott is coming to an end as well. Don't forget to check out Bang Bang Podcast with Andy, DDT Wrestling with DC, and the Doctor Who Podcast with Danny and Cy.
Yeah, make sure you check out all those great people and great podcasts. Make sure you check out Sports Wire Radio and give our buddy Thomas Bryce a follow on the Twitter, Instagram, and is it even called Twitter anymore? On the X.
Next. Yeah.
Instagram and on the Threads. He's 2020 on Instagram and Threads, and he is 2017 on X or Twitter, or the fuck it's called now. Make sure you check out this Friday night. We will be live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter for our SummerSlam predictions, and then we will no longer be live on YouTube, but live on Twitch and Twitter with some bad SummerSlam matches that we will be watching. I'll tell you two of them now. Yes, one will be Undertaker versus Undertaker, and the other one of the other ones will be an 8-man tag featuring the Oddities versus Kai and Tai.
Ooh.
So that'll be fun. There'll be a couple other matches that we'll watch. I haven't quite decided on that yet. So make sure you check that out. It's going to be at 10 p.m. Eastern time, right after SmackDown. We'll be live, so make sure you check that out. And make sure you give the Mayor of Canton a follow on Twitter and on Instagram at Mayor of Canton. He does the Meal to Mayor every Wednesday where he tries bad fast food. And he's going to fucking SummerSlam this weekend, that motherfucker is. And I hope we see a dance contest.
Yeah, that's why we're able to cram everything in on Friday.
That's okay, Mayor. We forgive you. But anyway, I think that's it. That's all, Glenn. We got anything else to plug? I don't think so.
Nope, that's it.
All right. Well, the only thing left to do is for Glenn to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Rockabilly. Woo! Yeah.
That's more of it.